So, I want to talk about Mortal Kombat Conquest. It's basically an iteration of Mortal Kombat that came out in the 90s. Most Mortal Kombat fans probably don't even know that this show existed, especially if you're a young fan of the Gen Zer or whatever. You have no idea about this show. But this is a old Mortal Kombat show, a series that came out in the 90s. Used to come on cable television around Xena, the Warrior Princess, and Hercules. But this show has easily, in my opinion, the best ending to a series I've ever seen. The best. And I don't say that lightly. You know, there are shows out there that have pretty incredible endings. They are not as jaw dropping as the ending to this show. Trust me when I tell you. I'm going to talk about the ending, all right, because it needs to be discussed. But I really would like for people to go back, look it up, and watch this show from beginning to the end. It's not that many episodes. I think it might be like 20 or 22 episodes, maybe. For the entire series, it's only one season. But, whew, the last episode is so just mind blowing that it's worth watching everything. It's not even that great of a show, but the ending is the first I've ever seen a show end the way that one did. And I watched this as a child, as a kid, and I'm still racking my brain over this ending and how it completely messed me up as a kid. It still messes me up thinking about it as an adult. So I would like for y'all to go back, watch the show from beginning to end. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or whatever. It's not too hard to find, but it's worth a watch. If you don't care to go through the entire show and you want to hear about the last episode, let's talk about it. Spoiler warning, of course. So if you don't want to hear about this, turn this off now. So you've had your warning. Now, this last episode was so amazing because in the final episode of this series, we went through 21 episodes of Kung Lao and the Mortal Kombat fighters having to deal with Shao Kahn, Raiden and them getting together and trying to defeat, the Outworld Emperor. And the Outworld Emperor, Shao Kahn, releases these dark ninja type dudes to basically go track down and eliminate the heroes, our heroes. Now, normally, as things like this have been happening throughout the entire show, you're like, okay, he's sending like his best fighters to go get these guys out of the way. And you're just wondering, okay, I wonder how they're going to deal with these guys, because these guys are tough, right? They're tough. And the way the show ends is Shao Kahn ends up tricking Raiden and imprisoning him, turning him mortal into he's no longer a god, he's a regular human. He chains him up and brings him to his throne. And then he brings out a little wooden box. He sets it to the side and he's like, let's see what we have here in this box. And then he opens it up and he starts pulling out tokens and trinkets and items from the characters from the show. Like he pulls out Kitara's fan, and he pulls out I think it's like a lock of Sindel's hair or something like that. And as he pulls them out, he's just like, oh, a daughter, dead. And then on the screen, it shows Katana fighting the dark ninjas that he sent to kill her. And then they show the dark ninjas kill her. And then he goes to to a thief, and then they show the dark ninjas killing the thief, a bodyguard. They show them killing the bodyguard, and the whole time you're like, this can't be real. This, no way. Are you telling me that these characters are dead? And these are the main characters of the show that he's just going through, and he's throwing their items at Raiden as he's chained to the floor. Dead. This person, dead. And then he gets to Kung Lao, the main character of the show, his shirt, and he holds it up, and he says, a champion. And he balls it up, and he throws it down at Raiden, dead. And then he walks over to Raiden as he's kneeling on the ground, and he points at him, and he says, you will bow to me. And then he strikes Raiden in the face, and the camera zooms out outside of Shao Kahn's castle, fades to black, and then the goddamn credits roll. What? That is how the show ends. The show is over. Shao Kahn literally won. Evil triumphed. What? And I dealt with this as a kid watching this show. And back then it was like, there was no, it wasn't like, oh, let me download and search for the next episode. No, it was you watched the episode you watched, and then you had to wait a week for the next episode to come out. And then you can continue watching it. That's how shows were. For those who aren't, old, that's how shows worked. You had to wait a week until the next episode came out. I saw that episode, and then I waited a week for the next episode. And when I sat down to watch it and see where this was going, the series had started over. It was episode 1 all over again. This is how the show ends. I have never seen any other show on television that has blown my mind with its ending in the way that this show did when I was a kid. None of them. Like, Evil won. Like, entirely. The main character, this guy right here that you're seeing, as opposed to, he's Kung Lao. He was our champion fighting for us. He died. He failed. To this day, this ending blows my mind.